Hold up.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is FoxyDude98 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we are back with my F1 2016 Career Mode Season 4 with Ferrari, and as you can see on your screens right now, we've got an R&D event, and that is going to be the upgrade that we made from the previous Grand Prix, which was the Chinese Grand Prix. And guys, if you have not checked out the Chinese Grand Prix, I'll leave a link to it down below, and if you haven't checked out my Battlefield 1 video from yesterday, I'll also leave a link to that as well. I know a lot of you guys aren't interested in that, and you guys are more interested in Formula 1, but I like to upload different things, so if you want to see me play something different, I've got a Battlefield 1 video. I'll leave it in the comment section down below and also in the link in the description for you guys to go and watch. And if you do enjoy this video that you're watching right now, feel free to drop a like on it. That'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Once again, like I said in my Battlefield 1 video yesterday, I really do appreciate all of you constantly coming to my channel and subscribing. We're gaining like a couple of 4 or 5 subs, maybe a bit less than that every day. And seeing all these subscribers coming in and seeing all these views and seeing these likes and seeing all the comments, it really does motivate me to keep carrying on, keep doing what I'm doing, and just keep bringing out the content. All of you guys coming in every day is just really motivating, and I really do appreciate it so much, and I really do thank you ever so much for that. So yeah, you guys are awesome. But anyway, let's get into this Formula 1 career mode, and as you can see then into the track acclimatization, we passed out with flying colours, same with the tyre wear tests, and guess what, same with the qualifying simulation run, nothing really changes from that. However, this was a pre-recorded Grand Prix. However, from the Spanish Grand Prix onwards, we're going to be making a rule. We're going to be changing something that I haven't done in the previous 4 Grand Prix, and we're going to be doing something that's actually, go on then, take a guess in the comment section down below. What do you think is going to change in the Spanish Grand Prix? Because something's going to be different. Because I recorded it this morning, and yeah, something's a little bit different. So as you can see, then we lost our rival with Sebastian Vettel the first time around, and Emma's like, right, you're gonna have a new rival. And I'm like, all right, who's it? Because of course I lost to Vettel. And she's like, right, have Lewis Hamilton instead. He's the best driver so far, top of the championship. And since you can't beat Vettel, we'll give you the best guy instead. And I'm like, oh, well, thanks for that. Thanks, Emma. Really appreciate it. So she's giving me the rival of Lewis Hamilton, but at the end of the day, that's just going to stride me onwards. And now it's my mission to take out Lewis Hamilton, not in that way. So as you can see then, into Q1 we go. Now the conditions were full wet conditions for the start of qualifying 1. However, it did dry off at the end of the session, so I decided to go out very, very late here. We've got literally about 2 seconds left now to this point. 1-0 qualifying is now over. Round the final corner we come. It was a very scruffy lap for myself, but it was enough to get me through into Q2. I did set the fastest lap, however, it was a very poor lap. I was only a couple of tenths quicker than Nico Hülkenberg in the Force India, so... Oh no, Carlos Sainz was a couple of hundredths quicker than Sainz. So I did struggle in the intermediate conditions, I'm not going to lie. So we definitely want to work on that. But everyone here on the full wet tyres, and then a couple of us on inters as we managed to make it through to Q2, which is beautiful. And as you can see then, on into Q2 we go here. Sebastian Vettel has set the fastest lap. It's now back to dry conditions here. Down into the last corner we go here, round the final corner, and that is going to be us the fastest lap there to successfully get us through into Q3, which I am also extremely happy about. So Ricciardo from Rosberg, from Vettel, from Hamilton. So a very, very good qualifying 2 indeed, and I'm very happy with that. And yeah, now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to let you guys watch my Q3 lap. I absolutely loved the Q3 lap. I thought it was brilliant. So I'm going to shut up now, let you guys watch this lap around the Sochi International Race Circuit. And there you go, guys. That is us setting the fastest lap of the qualifying session by a very, very long way indeed. We were 8/10 quicker than Nico Rosberg. Now that is me dominating around Russia. You saw it last season with Red Bull. We stuffed the competition in Red Bull, and we've come back in the Ferrari, and we have just gone for it. And I didn't say a word. I literally just sat down. I just got myself ready. I was literally analysing corner after corner, and I was like, I'm going to do this lap, and I'm going to beat it. And I went and absolutely smashed it, and I'm so happy about that. So as you can see then, we are now going to be very, very high up in terms of the driver rivalry and the driver position and all of that stuff. And we're going to listen to the voicemail now from Emma, and she's going to give us our race objectives. But yeah, guys, we've smashed it in qualifying. Let's see what we can do in the race for the Russian Grand Prix.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Ferrari in pole position then, with Nico Rosberg alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Vettel, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, and Hamilton, Massa, Perez, Alonso, and Jenson Button, Sainz, Hülkenberg, Romain Grosjean, and Palmer, Nasser, Bottas, Kevin Magnussen, and Esteban Gutierrez, Wehrlein, and Harry Anto, Daniel Kvyat, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright then, guys, as you can see, we're on the grid here for the Russian Grand Prix, and unfortunately it's going to be a full wet Grand Prix with no predicted pit stops, so it's just going to be a straight race all the way to the finish line. And I'm pretty gutted about this because, number one, we're going to be racing on the full wet tyres. And of course in qualifying I was not very fast when it was intermediate conditions, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle here to race around Russia, but we've got to do what we've got to do. We just got to try and keep the car on the circuits. As you can see, we're on the grid now. We have got 4, now 5 red lights here for the Russian Grand Prix, and it is lights out and away we go, and the Russian Grand Prix is underway. And it's been a bad start from us actually. Nico Rosberg's got a stunning start off the line here. He takes the lead. Ricciardo comes through and takes second place, so Daniel is in front of us as well now. Rosberg and Ricciardo in front. We're going to see what we can do about it. Ricciardo now going for a move on Rosberg. I'm going to move on Ricciardo and Rosberg down the inside into turn 2 we go, and we just get the car stopped, but Ricciardo's still going to fight me off here as we come now round this difficult turn 3, which is literally just a never-ending left-hand corner. So as you can see now, swooping round turn 3 we go. We are in front of Ricciardo and in front of Nico Rosberg, so a shocking start for us, but we managed to pull it back. You can see me sliding across the circuit here, just trying to find some grip at the moment, and I want to suss out these full wet conditions because we've never had full wet conditions in Russia. Of course, I could have qualified in Q1 and found out about the full wet conditions, but I didn't think it would rain in the race, and it is, and it's not going to go away either. So as you can see, Ricciardo is alongside me here with Nico Rosberg behind, so it was a very, very poor start from us. I just didn't get the getaway that I wanted, and Rosberg just literally got the car planted, had a lot less wheel spin than myself, got a better initial getaway, and so did Daniel Ricciardo. In fact, they both got very good getaways, and then eventually as we came through, I managed to slip myself into the slipstream of Ricciardo and also of Nico Rosberg, and I managed to get past them down the inside into turn 2, and I managed to slow the car down in time. So as you can see now, we are here on the back straight here with myself, Ricciardo, Rosberg, and I believe that's Hamilton behind, so you can see us swooping through here, just trying to find a little bit of grip here as we go down the inside here. And you can see Ricciardo is very, very close to us indeed. So the entire field really is actually extremely close, as I'm starting to struggle. I'm really struggling actually at the moment. Literally, I'm just non-stop struggling, just trying to find all the grip I can on the circuit. And by trying to find the grip, you run the risk of sliding off the circuit. So I'm trying to take that risk at the moment. But as you can see here, in the final sector, we had a lot of pace here. We're already pulling back away now from Ricciardo. And as you can see now, coming down into the final corner for the end of the first lap, Ricciardo is behind us, and we've managed to stay in front with the fastest lap of the race so far going to myself. So that is good. On to lap 3 of the Grand Prix now, and as you can see, we're just still trying to suss out the conditions. No one's really making any overtakes at the moment. It's all about really just trying to stay on the circuit because the track is undriveable at the moment. And around the final corner we come, we are going to set the fastest lap again of this Grand Prix. It's going to get beaten by Vettel straight away and Hamilton. So we're definitely struggling for pace right now. But at the moment, we're in front, and of course, in these difficult conditions, it's about trying to find a location to pass on as we chuck the car into rich fuel mixture here, and then drop it back down again, as we're just trying to pull away at the moment. Now, the thing is, is I don't have the pace at the moment in the braking zones and also in the corners. However, my traction seems to be a hell of a lot better than the other drivers, and that's really helping me pull away from them in these stages of the race. So around the final corner we come, and this time we set an even faster lap than the one before. So we're just trying to push. We are really going for it at the moment, trying to find all the grip that we can here. And you can see even coming through this turn 1 right-hander there, that was a nightmare to get around, because of course you slide there, that's your race over. On to lap 5 of the Grand Prix now, skipping a little bit further ahead actually from set the fastest lap. You can see coming through turn 3 here, I'm just trying my hardest to find some grip, and you can see me sliding across the circuit here, and this is what I mean, trying to find some grip, and we go off the circuit here. I just can't find anything at the moment, and now the gap that I pulled on Rosberg and Ricciardo through those fastest laps has been completely wiped out, because I'm seriously struggling in this race. It's just so hard to drive, and I love Codemasters for what they've done, because they've literally made the full wet conditions a real challenge. You can see me running wide again here, trying to find some grip on the circuit, as Ricciardo now is still trying to suss out some positions here. On to lap 7 of the Grand Prix now, and once again I've managed to pull away from Ricciardo and Rosberg as I've managed to suss out a little bit more of the track, and you can see here me just trying to look, you're trying to counter the back end. The back end just wants to go in the complete opposite directions to where I want to go, and I'm trying to force it not to do that. Unfortunately though, Max Verstappen is out of the Russian Grand Prix, and that's the second race in a row now that the Red Bull driver has had to suffer with an engine failure, and we're going to find out. I just said why. I'm such an idiot. But as you can see, it was an engine failure round turn 3, so Max Verstappen is out for the second race running now. So the Dutch driver is going to be very, very disappointed, and he's probably going to have some words with Christian Horner and Dr. Helmut Marko, and trying to see if that Red Bull can be more reliable in future Grand Prix to come. And as you can see now, we're continuing on with our own races at the moment, but there is going to be a slight change at the leaderboard. So as you can see here, we set the fastest middle sector of the race so far, showing that we've already got some pace. But coming around this corner here, you can see that Nico Rosberg has now just got in front of Ricciardo there. So now he's up into second place in this Grand Prix. And we're going to go find out how he made that move, because there's not a lot of action. And this is the first real bit of action we've had in this Grand Prix. So as you can see, Rosberg's actually come from a long way back from Ricciardo. He's going to try and go around the outside here. Superb move from Rosberg. Down the inside here. Some great bravery here to get past. But Ricciardo doesn't give it up just yet. Now down in the inside here, Rosberg has to stick it round the outside. And he does just that. And he's got more grip around that outside, and Ricciardo has to succumb to Nico Rosberg, and that's very well played from Rosberg there. Both great driving from the pair of them now. As you can see on to lap 12, you can see I'm just taking turn 3 like a complete mess, and guess what, I'm going to slide off the circuit again. So even on this late stages of the Grand Prix, it's still not easy at all to drive around this circuit at the moment. And now Nico Rosberg is right behind me and skipping further on into lap 12 of the Grand Prix. Rosberg is still there, but luckily the traction that I've got coming out of the corners is keeping me in front of Nico at the moment and stopping him from utilising the slipstream to get past me. So as you can see now, around the final corner we come, and we come through, and it's unfortunately it's Rosberg behind me who sets the fastest lap of the race so far. So onto the final lap of the Grand Prix we go. There's a slight chance here that Nico can get past us, as we've both pulled away from Ricciardo behind us. As you can see, Rosberg is closing, he's closing. Can he get in front of us here? The proximity error is very close indeed, but there's just not enough straight line left for Nico Rosberg to make any sort of manoeuvre, and we stay in front of Rosberg. But we've just got this one more final lap to navigate here before we can take that checkered flag. But Rosberg definitely up close and personal with us at the moment. As you can see here, we're onto the rest of the final lap, down the final corner, around the second to last corner we come, and now braking hard for this final corner here. A very uneventful Russian Grand Prix here in the wet, but as you can see, we have taken our second win of this F1 2016 season with first place here at the Russian Grand Prix. A very, very good result for myself, starting from pole position and coming through and cementing pole positions. As you can see there, Maurizio Arrivabene looking absolutely ecstatic on the pit wall. And overall, of course, there was not a lot to really go about in this Grand Prix. I can explain it all basically in this one thing. So, of course, we got the bad start, and that allowed Rosberg and Ricciardo to get in front of me. And then eventually, of course, I managed to take them back down the inside into turn 2. And then through the run to turn 3, Ricciardo got close to us. Pretty much every single time, I was able to pull away to about 2 to 3 seconds, I would say. And then I would always make some sort of silly mistake, and that would bring Rosberg and Ricciardo close to us. So basically, it was just a test of, can I stay on this track? Because I was dominant in qualifying. You saw I was about a second faster than everyone else. In the wet, not so much. Didn't have the grip in the Ferrari, unfortunately. However, I was still fast enough around the track to really cement myself as the quickest driver. And then eventually, basically, Rosberg got in front of Ricciardo, which was crucial for him. He started closing the gap between me and him. So it seems that Ricciardo was a bit of a buffer, to be honest. And then eventually I made some more mistakes, and Rosberg managed to close the gap, but it just wasn't enough. And eventually we managed to stay home and take the win there. So as you can see, there is the full classification for you guys here. with myself taking the win by only a couple of tenths from Nico Rosberg, so a very, very close encounter indeed. But overall, we won the race, so I'm happy about that. As you can see in the driver's standings, we are now taking the lead once again in the driver's standings from Lewis Hamilton, thanks to our win, and Hamilton finishing in either fourth or finishing fourth, I believe it was. So a very strong result there indeed. So the gap was 4 points, I believe, and you can see it on the screens. There now, I think it's like 9 points or something. In the constructor standings, Mercedes-Benz still lead the way because Sebastian Vettel just isn't quite pulling his weight in this career mode just yet. Maybe Kimi Raikkonen would have been a better teammate. Who knows? As you can see, then we're going to stack up our resource points, and we do make an upgrade, which is going to be, I believe, chassis weight for the Spanish Grand Prix. Ready for some changes for the Spanish Grand Prix as well in terms of the races. So as you can see, then we're going to be making the upgrade now. But guys, that is it for the Russian Grand Prix. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like if you did. And I'll see you guys for the Spanish Grand Prix next time. Take care. Peace.